Welcome to Shorty SuperCoach and welcome to the weekend preview where I take a look at some of the real relevant stuff that is concerning us SuperCoaches heading into the rounds weekend of footy. So let's get stuck straight into it. Of course, I'll take a bit of a look at the teams and discuss a few players and strategies that you really got to be thinking about at this stage of the season. And of course now, this time of year is where we want to start transitioning our guns and rookies side into predominantly guns with a splattering of rookies across the field. You really want to start to take your team from sort of that round 6 to round 11 mark. You really want to be almost utilising 2 trades a week and really downgrading and upgrading and riding that rookie ramp as quick as you can, picking off fallen premiums that have just gone down a touch. They've had the odd bad game, but we know they're solid premiums, picking them off nicely from the tree, and then of course getting rid of cash cows as they have peaked and making sure we utilise as much cash as we can, and ideally not missing the boat on too many cash cows and bubble boys who are about to be the next wave of money makers. So as I speak about cash cows who have peaked, I think a lot of people this weekend will be looking at Andy Otten and Hampton and really discussing how we go about their selections and where we go about finding a spot for them, whether it's in the trade or holding on, whether it's a downgrade or an upgrade. So I'll take a look at them because I feel like they're very popular players and a lot of people have been discussing them. So Andy Otten and Hampton both have break-evens of 91. The difference is Hampton is only at 305k, I believe. Yep, 305. Andy Otten, 376. I do think, given Andy Otten is averaging in the low 80s, that his, of course, scoring ability is better. But I feel as if both of them probably need to go at this stage of the season. I think money is crucial at this time of the year, and even more so because we don't have a stack of other options popping up. I'll just briefly divert and talk a little bit about the teams. Now, of course, Harley Ballock is out with illness. Hopefully that is just a 1 week thing. A few other guys to have a look at. Zach Fisher is back into the side. Adam Treloar is out. I will touch on him, so if you've got him, stay tuned. Not too much movement throughout that match. Geelong have thrown the axe a bit. Tom Stewart returns. That's good news for quite a few. Mark O'Connor comes in the side, the Irishman. Could be a potential cash cow, you never know, in a few weeks' time. Andy McGrath comes back into the team. As I said, Ballock is out. And Nankervis, of course, back into the side as we expected. David Swallow won't make the trip to China. He is out with a knee injury. Dan Houston does have a problem. He has been omitted, and I think he's done his job. If you haven't got rid of him already, he has made you some nice cash. Bruce still not in the side, surprisingly, for North Melbourne, but not that it concerns too many probably now, but Declan Montford has come into the side. Nick Newman enters Sydney's team, but of course he is 3 ins alongside Rowan and Tippett, but no outs as yet. So there are a few guys coming in, more so a bit of damage, a few guys keeping their spot. No absolute surprises or huge dramas. I will get back to Otten and Hampton. What do you do with them? I think ideally we probably upgrade both of them, but the fact is we probably can't do that because we're not going to have that much money sitting in the bank, you wouldn't have thought. And in an ideal situation, you would probably say, yeah, look, there's a defender, he's on the bubble, I'll just nicely trade down Hampton, pocket me 180, 190k, and then I'll just go Otten to Heath Shaw, or Otten to Doherty, or Simpson, or whoever you're liking at this stage. The fact is, both of them, going by logic and reason, will fall in price next week. So I feel as if, given the dollars have to be treated like absolute gold, maybe we get through both of them and get rid of both of them this week. How do you go about that? It's something that I'm working through my side as we speak. I will take a look at Heath Shaw, and I definitely think he's a player we should be looking to get in our side. He went up 7k last week after his slow start to the season, which he endured scores of, after 118 he's gone 53, 89, 79. His last 3 weeks have been 92, 111, 94. So he definitely is looking better, and I thought last week as an all-round player, just watching the game, looked better. His break-even's 82. you'd expect another increase of about 10-15k barring a huge score. So he will be still gettable come the end of next week, but he could be a guy that I think is nicely priced and probably bottomed out, and he will be a keeper come season's end. So if you're thinking upgrade for either of the two, and perhaps you want to go for something a little closer to touching distance, you only got to go up 115k. You go Otten to Heath Shaw. That's pretty good. So what will I be doing this week? I'll quickly get my side up and have a bit of a look just to refresh my memory. But I think they are the two guys I'll probably be getting rid of. I think a lot of other fellas still have a little bit of money to be made. You know, hopefully you've got rid of Butler, because I think he's probably one guy that should go. So I'm looking at a couple of those probably to go, and Heath Shaw would be a man to bring in. So I think really there aren't a stack of guys that we should be looking to get in from a cash cow point of view. David Myers will probably be one that we all look to get in at the end of next week, so stay tuned for him. But otherwise, I don't think it's a pressing issue to get in any bubble boys or cash cows just yet. So you really got to think about what premiums we should be looking at. And I think Dangerfield will be within reach very soon. Pendlebury's pretty nicely priced. Heath Shaw, as I said. Dustin Martin, still got a break even at 124, but he's at 519k. So very, very nicely priced. And a few other guys that are floating around as well. Nick Rewald, if he can get over that injury, will be pretty nicely priced. I think Isaac Heaney showed that he will be a top 6 forward. I think a lot of people should and will bring him into the side. So I think there's some names that we must consider. I'll talk about Adam Treloar just briefly. Break even at 164. His price at 525. He just hasn't been the selection we thought. And all of a sudden, an ankle injury. How bad is that? I'm not sure. We might hear a bit more news about it tomorrow. I am inclined to maybe get rid of him. Now, normally my line of thinking is stick true to your premiums. But the fact is he hasn't been a premium for us. He's probably played 2 really good scoring games, and the rest has been either inefficient or not productive enough. The fact is we can probably talk about that now being linked to this slight injury cloud. How long will this be? It's the golden question. If it's 1 week, it makes it real difficult, because then all of a sudden you're and blah, blah, blah. But if it's 2 weeks, I think he's got to go. And making it even more of a real push for me to do that is the fact that Dustin Martin is 6k lower than him. And I really do think he's going to be a fantastic buy. I just don't think that we can afford to have a dead weight premium all through the season. It's a mistake I have made in the past, and 95% of the time I will say stick true to your premiums. But at this stage, Treloar, if he wasn't out, I would stick true to him. But the fact that now we've got to consider, well, he's going to miss. I don't know exactly for how long. He isn't even scoring amazing points, and I'm going to have to put a bloke like Barrett or a bloke like, I don't know, Pau Pepper or Ballack or something like that. I mean, the fact that Ballack is out of the side as well probably forces my hand. In fact, my side, I just got it up then. Look, the fact that Barrett will come in for Ballack, well, there you go. My decision on Treloar has pretty much been made, because I'll have a 0 otherwise. So unless I can switch around a couple of mid-forward options with a bit of funky dual position play, which I'll just have a quick little look now. Look, it's a possibility. I'll weigh it up over the next day or so. But I think Dustin Martin's sitting right there. I know he's just going at the moment, but I really do think he could go bang in the second half of the season if he gets over just those couple of niggles that he had. So hopefully that can be the case. But look, to summarise, I think Hampton and Otten, they have peaked. I would certainly advise and endorse getting rid of them. Of course, don't bring in a bloke as a cash cow who's not playing just because Shorty said downgrade. You know, do it horses for courses. If you can do a double upgrade or something like that, by all means do so. I think the most likely scenario will be downgrade elsewhere on your ground, get some money and upgrade Hampton. And I think Otten we can probably have a bit more time with, because he'll probably score anywhere from 70 to 100. probably more likely around 70 or 80, and he's not going to drop off too much. So I think we can probably hold on to him for certainly one more week. But otherwise, I would just endorse and encourage you to keep on making those trades, downgrading to get the cash when it's right and appropriate, and upgrading to a few of those guys. You know, your Dohertys, your Shaws, your Simpsons, if Rance takes your fancy. Who else have we got in there? You know, Rockcliffe, Pendles is still at 564, nicely priced. You know, who else have we got in there? Obviously not Treloar, but even Hanbury is starting to come a little bit better. Dustin Martin, the like. Dangerfield starting to come down in our forward line. We've got Heaney, we've got Rewald if you sold on him maybe in a week or two. Nankervis come back into the fray as well. So there's options there, there's players there, but I certainly encourage getting those downgrades, banking the cash and upgrading and trading efficiently, using your cash as well as you can to get ahead of the curve, get that team looking more and more like a premium outfit to hopefully make sure we have a fantastic back end of the 2017 season. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Just a regular podcast this week. All the best for the week in SuperCoach, and hopefully your footy side can get up as well. By more, I really need the Cats to get up, I tell you. Certainly we'll be going to that game, which I hopefully should get to, with fingers crossed that we can turn the form around. But nonetheless, if you haven't subscribed already, hopefully you can get on board, and hopefully you're enjoying the stuff I'm producing. Comment as always. I may or may not get to these comments, but as you've probably already seen, I've answered the ones on my press conference and are getting to the ones on Shorty's Say. So stay tuned for that. And as I said, subscribe, give it a like and comment, and I'll catch you guys soon.